Hello, good to see you again.
Hi, teacher. Yeah, no time no see. Oh my God.
I know. Hi, Wilmer. How are you?
Good morning, teacher. I'm pretty fine. And how about you?
Yeah, very good. Thank you for asking. Uh, just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to start sharing my screen. I need to check something real quick. Okay. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay. So today is one of the last listening sessions that we are going to have for the semester to be practicing our listening skills, of course, but also our speaking skills. And we are going to be listening about urban legends. Do you know what urban legends is?
Yes, teacher.
No, no idea. Jason, to you.
Yes, teacher.
Like haunted houses or things like that,
Sorry, can you
or
repeat it
some
again?
like haunted houses, where
Oh, yeah.
ghosts and so on, or
Yeah.
someone very famous too. I don't know.
Yes. So I tried to find, listen, guys, when I was preparing this class, I was like, ah, I hate this topic because I'm a baby. With all these urban legends, I get scared really easily. I don't watch like horror movies or anything because I just can't. Like my soul cannot hold that fear. So I hope you appreciate my effort doing this class today because it's going to be a little spooky, the video that we're going to watch in the warm-up activity. But yeah, urban legends are legends that we don't know for sure if they are truth or not, but a lot of people know about it. For example, La Llorona, or in the area where I grew up in El Meta, El Moan, or so many things, La Bola de Fuego, or whatever. Those are urban legends that haven't been proved to be real. So we're going to be listening a lot of audios about that. Before we continue, do you like spooky stuff? Do you like to know about these urban legends?
Well, usually I don't, but that's an interesting topic. Here in Villapinzón, we have pretty cool ones. I don't know if you want to
Mhm.
hear an example because they're a little. I mean, for me, I'm pretty skeptical, so I don't think about that. I am not scared about that, but I really like. Well, for example, there's one. There is the Stone of the Devil. I don't remember the place where it is. And the thing is, the devil made a made oh my god made a pact with a person, and the first
Mhm.
one to create like a pot of stone was the winner. So it is said that of course the person won, and the devil after the human won, the devil put the last stone, and that is the stone that is there. And it is said that at night the devil is there like scaring people, but usually I don't believe in those things. There are many.
Oh,
So yeah, but I like them,
that's
and
very
I love
interesting. Mhm.
when people make like comedies about that too. I don't know why. They have a pretty interesting sense of humor.
Mhm. That's interesting. I've never heard about something like that. Well, We'll be learning about a few more, but they are more like international. But yeah, I hope you guys like this lesson. Um, Wilmer, can you please help me reading the goal of today class?
Okay. By the end of the lesson, students will understand and discuss urban legends, identify whether a story is real or not, and recognize the speaker's tone and attitude. Examples serious, sarcastic, or humorous, while listening.
Thank you. So yeah, we're going to be practicing our listening skill, but also we are going to like discussing about these urban legends that we're going to listen. We are going to share our opinions about if we believe if it is real or not. And also we will talk about like the speaker tone and the attitude that this person is talking. Okay, so let's start with the video with the warm-up activity. Mm, wait, oh gosh, sorry. Yep. Watching this video about a few urban legends, and then after that, we're going to discuss what urban legend we like the most, and yeah, we'll be answering more questions.
Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is mythology, luckily handled.
Storytelling has always been integral to human culture, from the days of oral stories told around the campfires to works of fiction, both written and performed. Every story told has a purpose behind it, whether it be for entertainment, information, or to teach a valuable lesson. Stories that arise in localized areas, and often much more recent than oral tales of olden times, growing bigger and bigger. Tales that can come across as absurd, scary, or sometimes even humorous. They sound like they could never be believed, and yet many do believe them to be true. Enter the urban legend. There are countless examples of urban legends all across the world. Cryptids and mysterious creatures, paranormal occurrences, encoded messages, hidden cities, tall tales, bizarre coincidences, and debunked beliefs that seem to persist. With a wide variety of legends, many that bear resemblance to others and many that stand out on their own, one must ask, what defines an urban legend? The Oxford Dictionary defines an urban legend as an entertaining story or piece of information circulated as though true. In this respect, they're not too dissimilar to stories of mythology. In fact, the term myth is often applied to an urban legend. But ancient myths were created as a means to explain concepts that were difficult or impossible for primitive humanity to grasp, and developed during a time when they were not easily disproved. Urban legends, on the other hand, rarely, if ever, went as grand as to discuss gods, cosmic bodies, or stories of creation. Instead, urban legends are often much smaller in scope, yet have an air of tangibility or even plausibility, taking place in very real locations or amidst real-life events, and often concerning very real culture and very real people, albeit with distorted or exaggerated details. While ancient myths had the luxury to develop and evolve over centuries of oral tradition, Urban legends germinate rather quickly in comparison, and are spread through various means. They can be created from an elaborate joke, a hoax, a rumor that's gone too far, unsolved mysteries and crimes, popular misconceptions or beliefs. Urban legends typically include common elements. The tale is retold on behalf of an original witness or participant. Dire warnings are often given to those who may not heed advice or a lesson contained therein. And the story is often claimed to be something a friend told me. Such legends seem to be believable and even provocative, as some listeners are led in turn to pass them on. And with the advancement of social media platforms, these urban legends can reach millions worldwide in the blink of an eye. Urban legends can be completely plausible stories, such as the killer in the back seat legend, or suspenseful ones containing supernatural or paranormal elements like ghosts or monstrous beasts that make them less likely to be believed. Regardless of how plausible the story may be, the validity of an urban legend is always questionable, but perhaps also difficult, though not impossible, to disprove. Urban legends come in a wide variety of forms. Some are tales that parents tell their children to spook them into good behavior, such as if they were to swallow a watermelon seed, a watermelon would grow in their stomach. Some urban legends have been perpetuated as real fact for decades, and are deeply ingrained in modern culture despite being debunked. Such is the case of the Great Wall of China being visible to the naked eye from low orbit. Some legends stem from a misconception that gained popularity. For example, in 1995, word spread that if one were to play Pink Floyd's album The Dark Side of the Moon at the same time as the 1939 movie The Wizard of Oz, the result would produce moments of apparent synchronicity, where the album and movie would correspond to one another. The members of Pink Floyd were quick to dismiss the notion. Some of the most popular urban legends concern the supernatural and paranormal occurrences. Examples include alleged curses, such as the infamous tales of disappearances and technical failures in the Bermuda Triangle, or the ever-popular idea of Friday the 13th being a day of never-ending misfortune. Stories of cities and civilizations hidden from the outside world, such as El Dorado in South America, or Shangri-La in the Kunlun Mountains of Tibet. Tales of ghosts and apparitions of the deceased seem never-ending, from the Japanese snow spirit Yuki-onna, to the vanishing hitchhiker found practically worldwide, to the famous Bloody Mary, whose ghostly form is summoned by repeating her name several times in a mirror. Another popular type of urban legend concerns cryptids, animals hidden away from modern science. They may be unique animals or freaks of nature, such as the Beast of Exmoor in England, the Loch Ness Monster, or the Yeti of the Himalayas. Or they may be terrifying monstrosities, such as the Bunyip of Australia, the Manananggal of the Philippines, and the Jersey Devil and Mothman of America. These legends are told primarily for entertainment purposes, but that has not stopped countless people from believing in enigmatic places, curses, ghosts, monsters, and unsolved mysteries. As some of the most relevant and resilient forms of modern-day storytelling, urban legends act as reflections of our society's perceptions, both interests and concerns. It makes one wonder why so many people believe things without any real evidence of them being true. The reality is that human beings love to believe unlikely, strange, and amazing things, whether or not they seem plausible. Additionally, we all enjoy sharing outlandish stories, and we all enjoy hearing outlandish stories. And with ever advancing methods of communication and socialization, these stories have gained more and more convenient ways to be shared. As a whole, urban legends reflect our culture's habits and innermost ideas, and are driven by our everyday practices and curiosities. Just remember to meet every story you hear with an open mind, and to always take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, so a very interesting video where they talk about different types of urban legends. I think it was very nice to listen about the Pink Floyd and the Wizard of Oz. It was crazy. And for me, it was like kind of weird, but the good thing is that Pink Floyd, they dismissed that. But that was a perfect example of how an urban legend can be one person opinion or idea, and then it multiplies and people start believing it, and then it create a whole theory, and it became like a big snowball. Um, but yeah, after watching that video, what was the urban legend that was more interesting for you guys?
In my case, I have always have like two um, like obsessions with these kinds of urban legends. One of them is the cities, the hidden cities. They mention Shangri-La in the Tibet,
Mm-hmm.
El Dorado from here. For example, there is one that is called Akakor. It is supposedly it's a big city underground the Andes Mountains here in Colombia. But of course, I like them, but some mere speculation or mere fictional stories. I don't see them as true. And well, they didn't mention this, but there is another, and that is the ovnis and the extraterrestrial life that has visited
Mm-hmm.
our Earth. I mean, again, speculation and mere fiction. Uh, we have no proof, and we don't know what stuff about that. So yeah, those are my um, like my two interests in this kind of matter.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Wilmer?
Okay, according to the video, yeah, it's okay. Currently, we have a lot of issues in our society regarding to this topic. Maybe according to the video, I heard a lot of topics about this. Mainly, yeah, I agree with Michael Smith because I heard about a popular legend in Tibet. I don't know, Shangri-La, something like that, and the Dorado here in Colombia. Yeah, but for me,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking a lot about this because currently we have a lot of myths, or maybe in this case, urban legends. I
Mm-hmm.
consider maybe the urban legends isn't consist in maybe in life. Maybe can be considered structures or strange places. Yeah, like I was saying before, the most legend in Tibet, and then maybe in this case the video mentioning this. Mm, for me, is is interesting because there are these legends. Sorry, these legends didn't know it, didn't know it. Sorry, no, no, know it because for me. now I was thinking or analyzing this is an interesting, unique legends with particular ideas or rumors about this, and maybe we have maybe another kind of legends, yeah, the life about the life, yeah. For example, in this case, we have the most legends of, according to the video, the Jedi of the Himalayas, the
Mhm.
the Lodge Next Monster in Ireland, and maybe can be unique, yeah, because in this case there are animals maybe that never was documented in this case, or maybe never take an evidence about this, but generally, yes, it's an interesting, or maybe this kind of legends have a have that key point that maybe I consider I gained, yeah, because yeah, for me, yeah, I demonstrate that kind or key issue about this.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for sharing. Do you guys enjoy scary stories, funny stories, or neither?
I enjoy both of them, but here's the thing. I really like
Mm-hmm.
scary stories because they
Mm-hmm.
challenge my skepticism. You know, one thing is to hear a story with friends eating something, and another thing is watching a creepy person in YouTube at 10 p.m. with lights off and the headphones. So of course it's quite different, but I really like them. And in terms of funny stories, oh, I enjoy them the most because of course they're funny, so they give me laughs and so on. So yeah, I like both of them. I have no problem.
That's good. And Wilmer, why do you think people like telling these kind of stories? Based on your opinion.
Okay. Maybe in this case, I've been watching some news or research about this topic, particularly in my own talks or my own ideas about this. Maybe that people wants to develop or maybe to be a famous person in this case, acquire a particular idea about a specific room or place. We suppose, for example, or yeah, for example, this situation, we have a house near to a lake, yeah. In this case, if I say something particular, or maybe I make up an story about this lake, maybe the people can be engaged with this story, and maybe in my case, I acquire I will acquire a lot of issues or tourists. For me, generally, people telling these kind of stories because maybe they want to be famous, yeah, famous, and acquire an important issue here. For me, that this can be the few reasons. I would know the reasons maybe, but for me, in my own talks or my own opinions, is the first reason, yeah, because in this case, maybe the people want to achieve or improve the place or the personality that they have, yeah, gained the attention of the people, and I don't know, acquire an idea or rumor about a specific topic where maybe they can consider can be useful to be famous, or maybe to achieve more incomes in this case. For me, that's the few reasons. I didn't know, or I don't know more reasons, but for me, this the few reasons.
Okay, that's perfect. And I think that also people use these types of stories, unfortunately, for manipulation and to like spread fear, which I don't get it. why would they do that? But it's an interesting topic, right? Now we're going to review some vocabulary that I think that at this point we know what they mean, but do you read this list and is there a word that you just don't understand or don't know the meaning?
Make up is like create, like invent something.
Makeup is like um invent a story, pretty much. That phrasal verb makeup has a lot of meanings, I have to say. So it depends on the context. But the phrase to make up a story is to like create a story, to invent a story.
What is witness, teacher?
Witness es testigo. So for example, in a murder, like the police is investigating, and the first thing that the policeman does is like try to reunite witnesses to kind of like know who killed that person.
Okay, teacher, thanks.
Is there any other word?
No, teacher, I think they are mostly clear.
Okay. And now we are going to review the listening strategy. Jason, can you please help me reading this listening strategy? Jason, can you please help me reading the listening strategy?
Yes, I was reading it, but it hadn't turned the
Okay.
microphone. Sorry.
No worries.
So, listening strategy.
Speakers often use intonation to express their opinion or attitude about the statements they make. Pay attention to the speaker's tone of voice and the intonation they use to find out how they feel about their subject.
There you go. Thank you very much. So pretty much based on the intonation, we can deduce that that person is expressing fear, anxiety, or even we can tell if that person is lying. So what we are going to do in the next audio is that we are going to be focusing on the pronunciation, but also the intonation and the way that the speaker talks, like the tone of voice. So let's start with the listening activity. So we are going to listen to these sentences and we are going to choose the tone of voice. So let's start with number 1 and 2. You guys can write the your answers on the chat, or you can just like open your mics and share with us.
1. Is that letter for me? 2.
No, that's not right. Let me show you.
I'll play it twice.
1. Is that letter for me? 2.
No, that's not right. Let me show you.
What do you guys think?
Surprise. Number 1.
Number 1, surprise. Do you agree, Jason?
Yeah, I think she's surprised.
Even though that she doesn't sound like a surprise exciting, but it's like, oh, it's like that letter for me. It doesn't sound that like, oh my God, that letter's for me. It's just like curiosity, surprise, right? And the second one,
Patient.
you see patient. What about Jason?
Yep, agree. He's
Agree? Okay.
pretty relaxed.
Yeah, he sounds relaxed, very chill. Okay, now let's go to the third one and fourth. Well,
Let me show you.
3. This is my seat. 4.
That makes me feel much better.
Show you.
3. This is my seat. 4.
That makes me feel much better.
which one is the number third?
I am not sure because
Mhm.
I don't know, the audio is a little slow. When she says
Let's click.
my seat, I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Um, I will go with certain, probably, but I
Mhm.
could be mistaken.
Okay. What do you think, Wilmer, for number three?
Uncertain, because maybe in this case the person have a doubt or maybe didn't did no sorry wasn't sure about the specific issue. In this case, the seat for me is uncertain.
Uncertain. Let's listen it again.
Show you.
3. This is my seat.
This is mine seat. It seems like she's questioning if that's the right seat. So the correct answer will be uncertain. Like mine seat, like that intonation on seat confirms that it's uncertain and that she is not sure if that's her seat. And what about number four? That makes me feel much better.
4.
I'm sure that's
That
enthusiastic.
makes me feel much better.
Sorry, Jason?
Yeah, I was saying that I'm sure this is enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely consensus says kind of like a like relief. Like, oh, that makes me feel much better. Like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, now let's listen. 5 and 6. Oh, yes.
That makes me feel much better.
Okay.
5.
That didn't hurt at all.
6. The film's quite good. 5.
That didn't hurt at all.
6. The film's quite good.
Number 5. Which one do you think it is?
Okay, sarcastic.
You say sarcastic? Okay. What do you think, Jason?
Well, for me, I think it's more surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, the correct answer is surprise. What I think when I hear that lady is that like she just got like a vaccine and she was scared and then they applied the vaccine. She was like, oh, that didn't hurt at all. Like she was surprised that like that vaccine didn't hurt at all. Yeah. And what about number 6? The film was quite good. Does that sound enthusiastic or unsure?
I'm sure, teacher.
Okay, can you explain why?
Because maybe according to this, the tone of the person sound maybe with some questions, some those when was, for example, we suppose the movie have a lot of moments where the movie or the films in this case was boring. Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
it's unsure.
Mm-hmm. That's a good explanation. Do you agree, Jason?
Yes, her voice is a little like hesitant. She said like the film is quite good, something like that. So yeah, it's unsure
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Yeah. Yes. So it seems that she really didn't enjoy the movie. So she was like, it's quite good. It was 6. And the last two.
The film's quite good. 7.
He's never on time.
8.
This party's brilliant.
7.
He's never on time.
8.
This party's brilliant.
What do you guys think?
The first is hungry. It's like, oh my gosh, he's never on time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't sound patient at all. It was very evident that he's angry. And what about the 8th one? This part is brilliant.
Sounds like an enthusiastic, but in this case, I'm not sure about this.
Okay. That's good. What do you think, Jason?
I think it's enthusiastic too. It's like, oh, this part is brilliant. The intonation is like
Yeah.
high.
Uh-huh. It's that. And it doesn't sound sarcastic. You know, the sarcastic is kind of like making fun of it. It sounds like she's actually enjoying the party, right? So, good job, guys. You answered very good. Okay, so now we're going to listen to a conversation and we are going to choose correct answers. So let's listen. We're going to listen to the audio once and then we're going to listen more like taking more time. Let me see. I'll share this.
1. You like this kind of story? You like this kind of story? 2.
This is just what I wanted. This is just what I wanted.
3.
This isn't quite what I was
Wait, guys, I think I downloaded the wrong one. Let me see. Is this the
1. You like this kind of story?
Okay, I'm sorry. I downloaded the wrong audio. Let me see if I can find the correct audio right now. Let's see. Okay. Just now. Can't find it. Okay, so unfortunately we'll have to skip this activity. And yeah, I guess that we have time for like a wrap-up activity. Just give me 1 second, guys. I will try to get the audios and I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, I got it. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Okay, we're going to listen, and because of time, we will answer as much as we can. So, just minutes. So we're going to listen to the audio once, and then we're going to answer one by one, okay? Can you listen to the audio?
Right, you lot. I have a horror story of my own.
Can you hear the audio?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Let's listen, and then we will. I mean, if you have the answers immediately, awesome. But if you need to listen again, please let me know.
For you. It won't be as good as Ian's, of course. Right, you lot. I have a horror story of my own for you. It won't be as good as Ian's, of course.
Of course it won't, Max. But anyway, let's hear it.
Fantastic. Is it as scary as the first one?
Hope not.
Don't worry, Caro.
Are you going to listen or what?
We're all ears.
I hope it isn't true.
Shush, Caro. Well, this story takes place on a cold, stormy night deep in the Irish countryside. John, a student, was by the side of the road, hitchhiking. The storm was so strong that he could hardly see anything at all. He was desperate. Suddenly, he saw a car coming towards him very slowly.
Oh, it's a bit like my story.
Oh dear, I don't like this story either.
Shush, Caro. It's nothing like your story, Ian. Can I continue?
Please do. I'm listening, at least.
Anyway, John was desperate for shelter. So, without thinking about it, he jumped into the car, only to realise that there was nobody behind the wheel. Then, the car started moving slowly off. The rain was lashing down and the storm was howling. John tried the door handle, but it wouldn't open. He began to panic.
Good grief.
The car started to pick up a little speed. Frightened, John peered out of the window and could just make out a bend in the road. He was terrified and thought he was going to die.
Oh no!
Shh! Then, just before the car hit the trees on the curve, a ghostly hand appeared through the window and turned the wheel. John was frozen with fear.
Is it a ghost story?
The car was gathering speed now down the hill through the furious storm. John clung on in terror. Finally, he could make out a light in the distance. People! Gathering all his strength, he pushed the car door open, fell out into the night, and ran for his life towards the lights of the pub on the roadside.
Phew, thank goodness for that.
Shh! Soaking wet and exhausted, John staggered into the pub, dazed and shaking, and started telling the few people there about the terrible experience he'd just had.
I bet.
Suddenly, the pub doors burst open again.
Oh no.
2 men came into the room. Like John, they were wet to the skin and out of breath. They looked around the room and spotted John crying in the corner. One man said to the other,
What?
He said, "Look, there's that idiot that got into the car while we were pushing it."
Brilliant, Max. That's hilarious. You had us on the edge of our seats thinking something horrible was going to happen.
Yes, very clever.
Now I do like that story. What a relief.
Always happy to entertain. Well, there are plenty of funny urban legends, as well as the horror ones.
True. And it was better than my story.
Nah, mate. Anyway, Caro, you make a good listener. You believe anything anybody tells you.
That's not fair. Oh, well, actually, you may have a point there, Max. I can't help it if I'm naturally trusting, can I?
It just means you're a very nice person, Caro. Much nicer than Max.
Hey! But Jill's right. You are nicer than me, Caro. Come on, you lot. I'll buy you all a coffee.
Well, that's unexpectedly nice of you, Max. Let's go, guys, before he changes his mind.
Very interesting story. So, how does Max feel when he starts telling his story?
Impatient with interruptions.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain why?
Because in some particular cases, he was telling the story to the group of friends, yeah, and maybe there were some interruptions during the the storytelling. In this case, literally, it's like say, shut up. In this case, but for me, generally, is impatient with interruptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the correct one, actually. He feels like very impatient and with interruptions. Based on the story and all the audio, what is the story about?
That's a
Mm-mm.
tricky one, and I am between two, teacher. I'm not sure. I'm between B, a student who's lost, or
Mm-hmm.
D, the inhabitants of a village in Ireland. But based that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there were three people there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is possible that it's D. Even though the student was lost,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the main point was also like the inhabitant, but yeah, I'm not sure.
What do you think, Wilmer? If you don't have an answer for this,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah,
You think it's D?
yeah. What letter, teacher?
D?
No, teacher. In this case, who B, a student who lost because I remember in one specific part, I heard John. In this part, John was desperate for shelter, without thinking about it. In this case, maybe I don't know what happened in this case. Maybe found a card, but I heard about he jumped into the card. In this
Mm-hmm.
case, maybe it's a student who is lost.
Okay. Actually, this is a tricky one because both can be correct, but the most more like a specific, the one that hits like the main idea of the story is the inhabitants of a village in Ireland. Um, and then let's check the third one. What do the people listening think of the story? Is gripping? Is hilarious? Throughout? Is annoying? Is too similar to the first one? Do you know what
Gripping is
gripping?
a like, yeah, I was gonna ask. It is like sticky
Yeah,
or
like
like
so
engaging.
interesting. Like like so engaging. Yeah. So you think it's letter A?
No, I think it's some of them mentioned that it was similar to another one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wilmer, what do you think?
Hmm. For me, yeah, I would say the letter A, gripping.
Okay. Even though what you mentioned, Jason, is true, they mentioned that something was very similar to the other one. The real answer is gripping because they were like, "What happened? Wait, what?" Like they keep asking. They wanted to learn more about like the story. Uh, what does Carl think of Max's comment about her? Do you guys remember?
Not to share my case, I don't remember the words.
It's
Me
kind of
too,
hard to
teacher.
understand. Yeah. Well, she pretty much admits that Max's comment could be right. I don't remember which part of the audio was. Let me see if I can copy and paste this. Yeah, it's the audio is so long.
Right, you lot. I have a horror story of my own.
But yeah, the right answer is letter B. And then, well, because of time, I think that we will have to finish here. But before we finish that session, and I'm sorry for the audio, guys, I'm really, really sorry. Besides that, do you have any question, any suggestion about the audio, the topic, the intonation?
No, teacher, I think it was pretty clear.
No, teacher, everything was clear.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much for being here, and I will see you next semester. I hope you guys end up having good grades this semester, finishing all your homeworks and assignments, and I'll see you in another opportunity. Have a good day, guys.
Okay, teacher. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot, teacher. Bye there. Have a nice one and see you next term. Nico.
See you next term. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Bye, teacher.